who do not know, what I've just done is called an Obama. Fifi, thank you very much. I don't describe you as a journalist. I describe you as an analyst. There's a fine difference. And I think whoever wants to know what the fine difference is, have a 5-minute chat with Fifi. You'll quickly work out what the difference is. Are there journalists in the house? They're intimidated. Okay, there's one at the back. Where? Oh, many more. I hope you know the difference between the two. My responsibility is very, very simple. I'm here to welcome you. I'm here to recognize people that need to be recognized. I need to give you a scorecard of what has happened over the past day and a half, and then I'll hand over back to the MC. There will be interjections here and there, which I think are necessary. I would like to welcome everybody to the house, everybody to the gathering, and may you give yourselves a round of applause. I was asked to recognize different categories of people. I will start. Fifi was very diplomatic when she made an observation in the room. I'll be less diplomatic. I've found that there are people who either never went to school, therefore cannot read. If they went to school and they read, ignored the instruction, and others who have read and misinterpreted the instruction. I don't know which is which. I would like to recognize all those who are in uniform. May they stand up. Anybody in uniform, please stand up. May I ask the camera to take them properly? There's somebody seated down in uniform. Not unless it's not your uniform. Thank you very much. These people went to school. These people can take instructions. These people can interpret the instruction. May I have those who are in traditional attire? Please stand up. May the camera please also capture these. Thank you very much. These two belong to the same category that reads and interprets. May I have all those dressed in black and white? I hope it says nothing about Orlando Pirates or Moneni Pirates. Have we captured all of them? Thank you very much. May we then deal with the rest. None of the above. May we please have them stand up. None of the above. Camera, please be very accurate on these. If they are consultants and they're supposed to take instructions, you need to be very careful when you brief them. Now, more seriously, there are people I need to recognize in the house. With us, I will start with the political inspirer of Number 43, the person who makes sure that we have license to talk politics in the Kingdom of Swaziland without authority, who guides us to making sure that we always do the things that make us sustainable. The former Deputy Prime Minister of Eswatini twice, Babetemba Masu. I would like to recognize one of our guest speakers who is in the room today, Malume Mfundisi. Malume Mfundisi Mkachwa. Now, Malume Mfundisi, you'll be surprised why I say Malume Mfundisi. It's the real title. He's with his clan, Bozwane. Bozwane, may you please stand up. Thank you very much. I would also like to recognize people who don't have to stand up, you don't have to see them. The cast of Magogo Courage. You will see them later on tonight. And lastly, I would like to recognize a person who, way back in history, made this possible. Those who already know, Number 43 never belonged to the Masilelas. The Masilelas never paid for it. It was gifted to them free of charge by Abu Mahlang, way back in 1965. And when they were gifted, they ended up with a one-page title deed with no legal ramifications to this very day. I would therefore like to recognize Umam Mahlangu and family who gifted this property to Bagwa Masilela. Mam, siyathokoza. And siyathokoza, mam. The last group to recognize are our sponsors. 2 nights ago, or last night, I can't remember when it was, I was told that there were people in the audience that could not read the board. Other people who can't read, who it doesn't seem like it, so everybody can read. It means the people that we were with the other time need to get their eyes checked. But ideally, I should be reading through the entire list so that each sponsor is recognized properly and the context for each is known to the audience. Now, I'll use democracy. Should I read? Yes or no? Yes. Thank you very much. I'll start with Harith, who have been with Number 43 almost from the beginning. and they've seen themselves as part of the family even before they joined us. These are in alphabetical order from here on. They are not signifying any level of significance. Dot Africa. I don't want to carry this thing, but anyway. Dot Africa, Argon Asset Management, Brand South Africa, the Boomer Group, CA&S. I think I can say something about these because there's something that is going to affect you tonight. The wines that are sitting on your tables are donated by CA and Sales. If you get intoxicated, know they are responsible. Chargify, Coidlink, Creation Wines, they're also a winery. Fuze, the people who brought the pilots for us yesterday. Ingakaru Holdings, Logico, Momentum, Multi-Choice, those who have shifted, a Canal Plus company, no longer Multi-Choice on its own. Mula Sport, Safrican, Sanlam, Santam, Straight, Sunday World, Tesele, and last but not least, Vunani. May I request all those to stand up if they are represented in the room. Thank you very much. Now, I need to remind ourselves why we're here today. I know a lot of us grew up in those days where we would gate crash parties and we did not know what the party was for, but we would be in there. So today, I think we need to legitimize our existence. This year, we're celebrating 50 years of June 16. And we're not doing it because it's vogue or because it's fashionable. We're doing it because it matters to the Masilela family. It matters to Number 43. Why does it matter? We have started considering these two entities or these two institutions, that is Number 43 and June 16, as Siamese twins. Children born from the same source, Bantu education. When Bantu education was enacted in 1957 or 58, our parents, who never went to school, decided they are not going to expose their children to that kind of education because they understood the difficulty of running a household without a good education. They decided they will leave South Africa in protest and settle themselves in Swaziland. I will emphasize Swaziland because it was one of the countries with better education in the region, including Lesotho, Botswana, and Zimbabwe. Fast forward 11 years later, when we were confronted by the Soweto uprising. Children have to be skipped out of the country, out of South Africa to other parts of the world, to either go and study or go and train to come back and fight. Most of the children that came to Swaziland from Soweto were sent with the same message. Mntwanam, hamba uye Swazini. Look for the Masilelas. They will know what to do. And that's when June 16 collided with Number 43. Together, they created a platform within the borders of Swaziland to making sure that South Africa got liberated. When you read the TRC report, you will pick up that there's a very crucial statistic that is in there that says over 80% of the operations of Umkhonto weSizwe, as we knew it then, hayi lona esiwaziyo namhlanje. Over 80% of those operations went through Swaziland. What does that mean? That means over 80% of the operations were planned, launched, and celebrated at Number 43. If you think of any operation at random that has been written about in the media, you can always plot it back to Number 43. And that is what we're coming to celebrate today. It's not vogue, it's reality, it's almost spiritual. And for us, the youth then were visionary, much more visionary than youths before and after June 16, 1976. They did something that has inspired us and keeps us going. It's a challenge to today's youth. Can they be that visionary, brave, and have the leadership of the 1976 cadre? We have to think about this very seriously, because as we think about what they did, they made sure that the most important ingredient for economic growth, education, was dealt with properly. But post-independence, we cannot argue the same. I'm not sure if we're dealing with education properly. That becomes a challenge. That means the unemployment that was being mentioned by Fifi here, the skills shortage issues that we're faced with, seem to be worse than what they were in 1994. What do we do about it? And that's the idea of tonight. Can we coalesce to try and find a different way of dealing with the challenges that we're faced with? And this reminds me of a statement made by President Traore, who said, Africa would not have achieved if we don't get to a point where the black African girl child stops worrying about their future. What that means is that he actually took the lowest common denominator in society, prioritized it, and said we should elevate it. And as we all know, if the waters rise, they rise with everybody else. That means if we deal with this common denominator properly, we shall be able to carry everybody with us. And that's a very serious challenge. It's not something that we can resolve in this room, but it's something that it's a responsibility that we need to carry ourselves with wherever we go. We had an interesting session yesterday on aviation. And why we had this session is because we knew that the youth of the continent was never going to be interested in the celebration of June 16. So what we then did is we introduced a payoff line that makes it relevant to them as well. And the payoff line is reviewing our education and consider our digital futures. That means it forces us to be two-minded at all times, looking back in history at how our education treated us and got us to where we are today. And as we think about where we are, think about what the future has for us from a technological point of view. And the fundamental question in the forward-looking picture is, can we be able to outperform economies that are performing better than us? And that means raising ourselves with our own bootstraps. And that's another serious challenge, particularly for South Africa. You must have seen in the last report, I think it's of the United Nations, of the AU, which says South Africa is now the second leading industrial country when it was the leading industrial country all along. That means we're either slipping back or somebody is accelerating. And that's a very interesting challenge for us. And over the past 2 days or 1.5 days, we have spent a lot of time thinking about these things. And also understanding that these challenges end up with huge inequalities in society. And what it tells us is those who have need to start thinking differently about the assets that they command. This morning, we dealt with Magogoism, the definition of Magogoism, and what it means for all of us. And if we apply Magogoism properly, irrespective of these inequalities, we shall look at each other as equals. And the definition of Magogoism is that of giving and sharing selflessly. One of the things that we did this morning at Magogoism is, June, can you please stand up with your blanket? Show them.
He's silent for the lecture.
This is traditionally known as Ndebele blanket, umbhalo, noma mahlangu umbethe wona. But we've adopted it as the Masilela family. You may sit down, June. Thank you. We have adopted it as a number 43 blanket. And what it means in the Ndebele tradition is that when you arrive at somebody's household and they give you that blanket, what they literally mean is you are now part of us and we are part of you. And this was given to 43 families who have now been adopted into the extended family of number 43. And thank you. Thank you to the Lutheran Church. And what was very interesting is that the spirit of Magogoism ibangenile abanye on the ground. And as a result, we have had families being adopted by people in here. We have had students being adopted to be trained for their lifetime by people in this room. And we have had families being adopted to be fed by people in this room. All this happened in one morning. If we can change hearts and minds in half a day, how long will it take to change the hearts and minds to change our economy? That is the question that we need to answer for ourselves. With that, I would like to welcome you and say thank you very much for being part of this gathering. Fifi, appreciate it.